not.
It's on the,
That's
it's
not
on the
YouTube.
radio. Okay, I forgot. Sorry, YouTube. I forgot to hit the button.
Forgive
but
the
if
cat.
you're listening, look, if you're listening to the radio where you should be in the first place, then you'll be fine. You would have heard what's going on. So we have videos, so we're going to do the videos, and that's why everyone checked we're on YouTube. So if you ain't on the YouTube bit, just maybe get on it now, and then you can see the videos and the pictures that I'm going to show. Maybe. If not, you can check the YouTube bit later, and you can kind of fill in the rest.
Yep.
But unvarnished, you can introduce this bit, and I'll sort out what I have to do.
Okay, so there was a meetup orchestrated by like Hannah. She's from the Honey Badgers, and she organized this meetup it was basically for anyone. It was very casual. You know, it could be MRAs, other Honey Badgers, anti-feminists, gamer gators, just whoever. Very casual get-together. We went to like an Air Force museum thing, and then we went to an arcade. It was a lot of fun. And I got some interviews with a few people, and we took some pictures, and of course had a plush narwhal. I was pretty decked out. I had like a plush narwhal, a narwhal hair clip I made, and the Shooting the Shit T-shirt, of course, with the narwhal and the cat on it.
I need to find the pictures. I've put them in a folder somewhere. It's on my desktop.
Did he forget to come?
Yeah, let's start with the
Am I
pictures
wrong?
first. And then do the videos. And we'll do Hannah's interview last, I think.
Yes. We'll do I'll do them in order.
Okay.
Right, okay. Here's pictures. Let's see if I can get this to do the pictures. The picture thing. There we go. I don't know if that's sharing with everyone. Is it maybe it's not.
I see it.
Yeah, but he's not sharing with everybody.
Yeah.
So here we
there,
go.
there we go.
Yeah.
So there's one.
Yeah.
See, it looks it's a little narwhal. It's awesome. It's doing stuff. So.
Isn't that cute?
That is pretty cute. And we've got more. Oh, here's one that the gamers all like.
Why did you stop presenting?
Because I closed the window.
Right, makes sense.
There we go.
That was at the arcade. It was like an arcade / like shop with a bunch of gaming stuff in it and furniture.
It's like there's one. So.
And this Mario was kind of creepy, and I was like, I need a picture in front of this creepy Mario.
Hold on. I like to point something out. His mustache is black, but his hair is brown. That means it's a fake mustache.
Yeah. But what's it? I can't remember. I wonder if this will stay in the folder. No, next file. Next file on directory. I could do that. There we go. And there's it beating someone at an arcade game.
Of course. I'm definitely winning.
Is that Mad Cat?
Huh? Is that who?
Is that Mad Cat?
No, that's not Mad Cat.
No, it's just it looks maybe it could be.
I'm
He's in one of our interviews with the three guys. He's Nick.
I'm surprised he did. I'm surprised he didn't steal the narwhal. He could have just stole the narwhal and ran.
He's playing two-player and the narwhal's beating his ass. That's what's happening now. And there's the narwhal on a P-51 going to beat up the Nazis.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
Or the feminist Nazi. Actually, the feminist Nazi.
The feminazis.
Yes, they won.
There needs to be a TV show based on the narwhal.
yeah, and the cat. Someone make this.
Yeah, right. The marvelous misadventures of Mornblade and Unvarnished.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a tank. I had to have my picture in front of a fish tank.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
is that?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, is that a Nintendo in the tank?
Yeah.
looks like it.
What the?
I'm assuming it's just the case, you know?
I hope so.
Yeah. Or well, is there fish in the tank?
No, there was like no fish in the tank. I was a bit sad
Well,
about
then it
that.
wouldn't really matter.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
but
really
it
matter if there was stuff on it.
It is just a fish tank, and I did have my narwhal picture in front of that.
Of course, the narwhals love the water, so it's understandable. There's another one.
I'm giant, and there's tiny little airfield behind me.
The airfield.
Even if they're right there.
That's not like a picture, that was like a tiny model, by the way.
This is your hand?
No, that's not my hand, that's a guy hand.
Oh, I was hold on. I was gonna say because I see hair. I see hair on the arm, and I was like,
Yep.
wait, I didn't want to, I didn't want to say anything about the hair in case it was you.
I had to have the picture taken, so somebody had to hold me up.
Oh.
I didn't even notice that. I was just like, yeah, cool picture. So there's an airfield. Oh, look, plane. Narwhal. That's just me.
Well, I don't know. The hair caught my eye. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the narwhal caught my eye too, but the hair was just.
No, it's when I was flicking through the pictures, like I just didn't notice, and then it's maybe I just thought, oh, obviously she's taking a picture, someone else is holding it. But,
I actually think Mad Cat's holding me. I think that's his arm. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we can find
There.
out because he has a video. So there's another one sitting on like is that the badge, the Medal of Valor or Honor or whatever they call them.
That was his.
Wait, hold on. Can I just point out something?
Yeah. What?
Look at this. You know, if you noticed, this is the star is upside down, like the satanic star. You notice that? There's 2 points up here. 1 point over here. My God. Satanic. Illuminati. I'm like, well, okay, I'm not really, but I just couldn't help but notice. Never mind. Go on.
I do see it. I know what you're saying.
On the sides, they had some list of like dead people.
Guys, I'm just saying that's your country, so we don't have one like that. Ours is different. So.
No. See.
I don't know what you're trying to say about the US here.
No. Okay, look. The only thing the UK has is lizard people. Your queen is a lizard. Okay.
I'm pretty sure there was a Doctor Who episode where she was actually a werewolf.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yep. Anyway, there we go. There's is it Hannah, Honey Badger?
Yeah, Hannah.
Yes.
From the Honey Badger. She's got her Honey Badger shirt. She has a Honey Badger bag too. I mean, you can kind of see her bag, but you can't see the logo on her bag. She's got the logo on her bag. I thought that was kind of neat.
And she's got the narwhal. Yay! See. So, yes. And there's arcade. That's an arcade. So.
Yep, that was the arcade.
Yep.
And
With the giant plane wheel.
Giant plane and.
I'm not sure who was holding me there. I forget.
Was that
Lots
a bomber?
of people wanted to hold the.
I take it that was a bomber.
I have no idea. It was just giant, and I was like, I didn't have my picture in front of such a huge wheel.
Oh, hello, other kitty.
Hey. Kitty.
Hey.
Kitty.
Yep.
I was, for some reason, just looking through random YouTube videos, as you do, and I had found a video of, well, kind of paradoxically, it was the video of a audio from a World War II bomber crew.
Yeah.
And that was one of the most sombering things to listen to. But you also realise that they're actually having quite a bit of fun as well.
Yep. Well, you have to. If you've ever listened to the recordings from the Hiroshima bombings as well, that's quite interesting.
Well, it was actually the British ones, and the guy had posted the best sort of transcript he could get from it, and some people were having trouble because of the middle and
Aren't
upper
those
parts of
disturbing
Witten's
to listen
accents.
to?
Mhm.
Aren't those disturbing to listen to?
What?
Like, you know, my kiddies, one place said he listened to the Hiroshima, the recordings
Mhm.
from the cities or something.
Bombing crews. People
No,
in the
from the
actual
bombing crew.
planes.
From the people that were dropping the nuke.
Oh.
Yeah. It's incredibly sombering, in a way.
Yep. So but anyway, this show is going to go downhill. I can just feel it. Anyway, there's Mad Cat.
There's that's Mad Cat.
There we go. See, I got
Who
that
the hell's
one
Mad
right.
Cat?
He's a guy that was on the show last week.
Mhm.
He's on Twitter as well, at Mad Cat or something, isn't it? I don't know.
I
It's
think
not
I
Mad
remember
Cats
him
was
last
a
week.
brand of like computer peripherals.
Yeah, he does. Anyway, we've got an interview of him coming up, so you'll find out who he is. So that's that finished. That's the picture stuff.
I will want to say one thing with the pictures and everything. The Air Force Museum or whatever, freaking amazing for playing Pokemon Go. Flipping amazing. There is like so many Pokestops around the whole place, and many of them are like kind of grouped together, so people were throwing lures down. I threw a couple of lures down while I was there. Caught a bunch of Rhyhorns. Friggin' Ivysaur was there. It was amazing. There was a Staryu in the women's bathroom. So good.
Right. So these interviews, some of them are, well, maybe stay on YouTube a wee bit longer, but at any rate, these interviews are going to go up on our channel as soon as we're done here, as soon as I'm done with this show. But I thought we'd keep them for the show so that Unvarnished could say about what it was about and stuff, because she was there. So, yeah. I'm getting messages and stuff, so I hate when when that happens. I get confused about what I'm doing. Right, interview one. I'll get that up. Hang on. Right, here we go. So if I go here and you should see it now, right? You see the full screen thing.
Yeah, you just need to
present to everyone. Right, okay. Here we go.
And can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm the narwhal. My name is Mad Cat, and I've been having an energy drink, so that's why I'm hyper.
And I'm the narwhal. There we go. And we're here at a meetup in Ohio. And we're at what museum? What's the museum? The Air Force Museum?
Well, this is Wright-Patterson's Air Force Base, the National Air Museum, I think it's called.
There we go. That's where we're at. That's where the meetup was.
And I was actually born in this Air Force Base, but haven't been here since I was 3, so this is like a big deal for me.
That's awesome. Why didn't you come here since you were 3?
Because I was trapped in Arizona.
Well, I got trapped there too. Remember, I told you about it. So tell us a little bit about your screenplay and stuff that you're doing that I'm part of voicing.
Well, I'm putting together a play. I read this really, really great book, and I'm not going to release too much details about it because I don't want anyone to steal the idea from under me, because it's really, really great. But it's about a dystopian world where the feminists have taken over and run the country. And it kind of goes, what's amazing about this play, it's based off of an older book that I've transcribed into a screenplay, but it has predicted a number of things that we see today. Some things are a bit more extreme, but we're starting to see some of the beginning of it, like one of the first things we notice is something affirmative consent, where we have to get a yes, and this kind of shows its logical conclusion, where we now have to get like a special license just to have sex with the opposite gender.
I think I read some of your screenplay so far, and I have to say that it does sound really interesting, and I can't wait to do the voices for you. It's very enthralling screenplay.
I hope so. I had someone on not too long ago. His name is Mal. That's hard to say, but he was saying that in this movement we have a lot of people talking, but we don't have enough people doing stuff, and we definitely need more artists and more writers out there. And I feel like that I'm doing my part for the movement by putting together a production, a play, if you will. So that's my act of doing it.
I would say so. That would get a lot of people listening, I would say, and very entertaining, being able to entertain people.
But the most important thing with this play, because I'm not a men's rights activist, although I work with them a lot, I'm an egalitarian, and by the end of this play, it leaves off a very egalitarian message. Because, to me...
Do you want to reveal that message, or do you want to leave that as...
Yeah, I'm going to leave it for when people see the play, because if I say what that message is now...
It might be too much of a spoiler.
It's too much of a spoiler.
Okay. Do you want to talk about just maybe maybe the main character?
The main character is a male who is probably the first byproduct of the new feminist order, because his mother sent him off to basically an orphanage, but it was kind of like a re-education camp. And he basically grew up never knowing who his parents were, and from a very young age being taught that, he's a man, he's privileged, stuff like that. And then he grows up, and he ends up getting a job in the city. And I think he's one of the few men that you can actually see around the city. So, he's a very isolated character.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add for people to know?
Well, you can find me on YouTube. I do have a regular channel there. I do videos with Modern Medusa. And she's under that name as well. You can find me as mad_cat. It'll lead right to my series. I just did an interview with Hannah Wallen, a live interview. Like, she's actually there. I even checked her pulse, too. She was alive. But it was a lot of fun doing that. And I have a number of other things. So there's something for everyone.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to add to that? On Varnish? Or anyone else? Or anyone?
I mean...
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't have anything to really add to that, because I think, what's in there, I'm like voicing, doing like 2 voices for the screenplay there.
Yeah.
Hey, Kitty.
Wait, it's a cartoon?
It sounds good. I don't know.
Kitty?
Yep.
Don't actually show the other 2. Tell people to wait for them. They've got to have something to anticipate, and we've got to have something which we can get money from.
Look, but then you'll see my desktop, won't you? I don't know how it works. Look, I don't know how it works.
Basically, you can only set it so it shows a certain window. That's normally what I do, and I just have a separate instance of separate window of Google Chrome. So.
That's what I do. It's better.
Yeah,
right.
Just have like a separate window to show shit on. That's normally a smart idea.
Yeah, but you also don't have the other machine to concentrate on that's throwing out the audio to the radio.
Well,
so
no, at the same time,
I get really confused with the windows.
only actual thing it changes with the window is in the Google settings. It says, "Oh, pick a window to screen share," and it says, "Pick all of them or just pick a specific window."
Yeah, I
it doesn't
usually
actually
pick
change the audio from
the
what I can tell. It
Pacific.
just changes the window that it captures.
I know, but it doesn't say it in proper words. It says it in some retarded language or something. I don't know. It doesn't say it right.
Literally, when you click the button, the
it
very first
says
option says entire
cancel
screen, and then it just
panel.
lists all of the tabs you
It's-
have.
Yes, but it also says something something hangout something something screen something something, and then it says something screen and then something cancel. It's weird, man. I'll take a screenshot if you want, but it's
Yeah, do
just
that.
retarded.
Do it and send it as like a image in the group chat, and I'll see what's up with it if you want.
I don't know what's up with it. It's always been like this. It's just some retarded. I've no idea. It just is. It just is. I'll do it in a minute 'cause to do a screenshot. I'll do it when the interview is going on. Okay. That's
Okay.
what I'll do.
Never mind.
The narwhal and the cat has been sent today. By the way, they came to pick up.
Yeah, I
So
know,
it's
you sent
all
me a
boxed
message
up
on
and
Twitter,
gone.
so...
Yeah, but they actually came today and picked. They've got it. So.
I bet you miss it though right now, Morgan. Bet you miss it.
Well, I do have my purple little stripes, so.
Well, I did actually get this shirt a few days ago, but I only opened it 2 days ago, I think it is, and I do actually have it on right now. And
Cool.
also on that note, I was going shopping at a local Plimco, and I was at the 8 items or less thing, so I was getting lunch, and the person said she quite liked my shirt.
Yay!
So-
Did you tell them where to get it?
No,
What?
because I'm a fucking idiot. Don't
For
worry, I
fuck's
beat
sake.
myself up over it when I was walking home.
You know what? I told people where to get my shirt.
Of course you did, because you're proper. You're a proper person. This person's no longer
No,
a
I'm a
proper
proper
person.
wit. I'm just too shy to say shit like that.
Don't worry, man. I would have done the same. I would have went, aye, thanks. Walked away and then
Yeah,
went,
that's exactly what
wait.
I did. Yeah. Also I got I checked out the price for my ticket to get to Birmingham, and it would be cheaper for me to buy a whale pass and then buy the ticket, and that would actually be less than the cost of just buying the ticket without buying the whale pass. So, free whale pass for a year, practically.
Cool. I don't know. That's why I'm not going. Because it's fucking too expensive. It's a 12-hour round trip, and it's far too expensive.
Hey, that. My mum was complaining about the exact same thing, sir.
If I had a passport, I could get a flight cheaper. I'd be able to fly there and back
Yeah.
for half the price.
For me, not only would it probably be dearer, and I'd need a passport that's actually in date.
That's me too.
Also, the closest the closest place which has an airport is, I think the best place is actually London. That's the nearest.
Yeah, by the time you get up, you'd have to come back down. But for me, because I'm up here, I
Yeah.
can actually get. I think it was like £30 to fly there, and £30 to fly back.
Well,
Which is half the price.
Like weird to get a megabus, but
Which
we
is
have to
half.
get everything with cash, which is the biggest issue. And when we went into the local place which would do that, basically the megabus system that they're using is fucked, and it's pretty much becoming decapitated. So fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, the issue I've got is I've not got a passport, so I couldn't. Well, it's not a valid. It's out of date, and I need to renew it.
Yeah, that's the exact same
I
issue.
need to actually renew it right now, like on Monday, because there's something that's come up and I'll need a plane. So, yes, if I knew all this was going to happen, I maybe actually would have went ahead and got one, and then already had it and then went down. But since this thing's just come up, it's one of the things that comes up, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So, anyway, next thing.
Next
when I
interview.
can, yes.
Nick
when
and
I
Zan.
can
And
find
that
it on
Will
this
guy.
fucking screen share thing. These guys are brilliant. They will be on our show. One of them is tweeting me right now and making me confused, which is great. Because the window pops up and I'm like, oh.
Chance the shitty fox.
No, it's one of these guys because we're wanting to have them on the show tonight, but he's busy, so you couldn't come on. I don't know which one it is. Maybe he can tell me over Twitter. But
Zone
I think
Zone is in the one with the green shirt, the like sage
I
green.
don't know, but he's listening on his phone, and he's not on the YouTube. I think he's listening to the radio. So
Zone
yeah.
is Zone. Zone's the one in like the green shirt. Nick's the one in the middle, and the third Will is the one on the end there.
He didn't. No, it's whatever the Twitter account is. I don't know. Whoever's using the Twitter account at this precise moment. And if they're sharing the Twitter account, then no one knows. But hopefully he might. Once this
Well,
video
if
is
he's
finished.
listening and he's tweeting you right now, just tell him to
Yes.
tweet you who it is.
Tweet me which one of these guys you are on the video, and then I'll be able to tell everyone that it's that one. He also said that he's got like 500 hours on Space Engineers, and at any point I can, if we can get together and play, he'll show me the ropes, so that sounds good. So he was listening before we actually went live on YouTube, because remember I forgot to press the button. So he's definitely listening on the radio, that's how I know. See, this is how the show goes, people. It's sort of organised, but sort
But
of
not
not.
really.
Yeah, well, that's why it's called Shooting the Shit. Like that's the reason. But it sounds good. The quality is the sound and the internet audio is pretty
That's
damn
the
good. So,
important.
yeah.
That's the important part.
that's the most important point for me, because I fucking hate shitty audio. So it's one of my pet peeves. I fucking hate it. So anyway, I'll press play and we can. These guys. As soon as I was like 50 seconds into this video, it was like, we need to get these three guys on the show.
I knew you'd like them too. As soon as like I met them, I knew. I was like, Morin's gonna like these guys.
Yeah. So here we go.
Introduce yourselves, please.
I am Mr. Zone, otherwise known as Zone, from Nick and Zone, Save the World, Politics and Gaming.
I'm Nick. I'm his friend and his friend.
And I'm Toast.
Tell us a bit about your channel and stuff.
All right, our channel is a fledgling channel, like less than a month old.
Pretty noobly.
Pretty noobly, and basically Nick and I, we've been gaming for years, mainly playing games like Battlefield and stuff like that. And we're really into politics and stuff like that, and we're really into gaming.
And we love to talk.
And we love to talk and rant and shit like that. So
And
I
play
said,
games, so why not combine the two?
Yeah, so I looked at one day and he was like, "Hey, motherfucker," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Let's do a YouTube channel where we do politics." Well,
We talked about doing it for a while, and you said, "Yeah, we'll get to it someday." And eventually, I just said, "No, we're doing it right now."
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And it was
how
garbage,
started.
but we did it. So
He pretty much was just like, "Nope, you're streaming on PlayStation right now. We're just starting the channel tonight." And I was like, "I'm not ready, but okay, let's rant." And that's when I said I didn't care about the Nice attack in France. That was pretty fun. Because why would you? Why would you?
not time to talk about that.
Really? Just cut that out.
No, it goes on.
Yeah, see that.
What?
I'm just an add-in.
Yeah, he's just an add. He doesn't matter.
Are you the third wheel?
Yeah.
Yes, he's the third wheel. So what do you
We've
have
been
any
our
questions for
friends
us?
since
Yes.
High school.
If you'd like to say like what your favorite game is today. You can name a couple if you can't think of one.
Tall order. Say
Probably-
Final Fantasy 6. The Mega Man series is always great.
Probably Arma 3. I'm really into military simulator games.
I'm pretty much a fan of a lot of old school RPGs, Earthbound,
He's a big retro
Chrono
gamer.
Trigger, Chrono Cross.
Final Fantasy.
Sure.
I'm
Secret Mana.
I told Unvarnished here, I'm in the shooters. That's what I'm into.
But I beat you at a shooter.
Yeah, you destroyed me at a shooter. Bullshit. That's,
You gotta get good.
get good, mate.
Yeah,
Get fucking good. Get on her level. No, I destroyed you in a racing game, so.
So that's true.
Yeah, I
Okay.
destroyed you. And we tied it. What is it?
The balls and you throw them in.
Throw in the holes.
Yeah.
I don't know. She beat me once. I beat her once, and then we tied once.
Yeah. So it's definitely tie.
Yeah. So that's a clean draw.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, I mean, fuck. You want me to go in my politics?
I mean, I'm pretty much a middle ground as far as gaming is with these two, so.
Okay. Do you think of a favorite game of yours?
Probably Final Fantasy VII. If not that, I would have to say, pretty much a big fan of Symphony of the Night,
Ooh, that was a good game.
Castlevania.
Yeah. Super Metroid.
And then
Another great
Battlefield
game.
3 a close second.
I would just keep naming games, so.
Yeah. We'll be here on
He's more of an eclectic gamer. I'm very much.
the now.
I'm very in the now when it comes
Super
to games.
Nintendo
Like,
has
the next best thing is what I want to play. I'm
Such
currently
glorious
playing No
games.
Man's Sky. What's up?
Super Nintendo's had such good games.
Indeed.
Don't care. Don't fucking care. Don't care about the NES or the SNES.
Perfect Dark.
Okay.
Look out for your kids.
Perfect Dark's in a section.
Okay. And when did you start your channel exactly?
Kind of, sort of, a couple weeks ago.
I would say a
Not
month
really.
ago. Just say a month ago.
A month ago. Okay.
Which today is, I don't know what date it is. Today is.
Do you have to have content to count as having a channel?
Yeah, a little.
We have.
At least one video. At least one
We
video.
have one video.
It's not good.
Well, they have content.
It's not bad.
It's great.
I think we have some home runs in there.
You got to get people to watch this who want to see your channel. You got to make them want to see it, and you're like,
I
oh, it's
know.
not bad. It's just.
I don't lie to people. I mean, it's not like
We were actually discussing today of kind of breaking, because right now we're on my channel, which is Mista Zone Gaming, MISTA Gaming.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Well, that's
to.
what this is.
Well, this is
But we're talking about trying to make our own channel, but we haven't figured out the name of it because Mista Zone Gaming is just me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
No one wants
we
to
want
watch
to kind
that.
of break off. We'll give you an update when we change it and what we change it to.
Yes, of course.
So as of right now, though, you can see all my
I think that's pretty good.
plebby, non-audio freaking videos from years and years of me playing Battlefield 4, and then like the
It's out-gougingly good.
yes, 15 minutes of nothing but gameplay. Don't watch those. Watch the one that's called First Episode of Mr. Zone, Nick and Zone, Gaming and Politics. Nick and Zone Save the World.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's not the best. We recorded it on our headsets that come with the PlayStation
Kind of just
4.
talking and drinking beer and
Okay.
not.
Shooting
Yeah.
the shit. All right.
Hey.
Okay.
It's copyrighted.
Yeah, this is.
Yes, good job. Now she has to for you to put that in there. That's fine. Is anything else? Because I'm literally rambling. Yep.
All right. Well, you said you're really into politics, so.
Oh, yes. Okay. What are your politics? Because my time, I'm feeding off of that.
You got some more of a classical liberal, if you would, leaning towards libertarian. And
What has you here today?
I'm MRA.
So,
Yeah.
And
And
that.
we were discussing that today about what, like, yes, hey, I'm an MRA, I'm a libertarian. And I'm closer towards the edge of a voluntarist libertarian, which is a pie-in-the-sky dream that one day humans can live without a government and do things voluntarily, which I realize isn't very possible
Very
right
pie in
now.
the sky.
So I will live in my dream world, but except that I don't live there now. I'm just a fucking libertarian. And I really just want people to take responsibility for themselves and quit expecting other people to do things for them. Just do you, and that's all you need to fucking do. That's
There you
it.
go. What about you?
More of an MRA moderate, so.
Okay. And what made you guys decide to come to this meetup?
Listened to Honey Badgers for a while. I've been really into most of the stuff that you put out, and I thought, wow, there's an opportunity to meet some of the Honey Badgers. How cool is that? Why not go? And so I just said, hey, can I go? And he said, yes. So here I am. Awesome.
And he told me about it. Apparently he told me about it 3 weeks ago. I only remember last week being told about it.
Got the memory of a goldfish.
Yes, I have a terrible freaking memory. But basically, as a libertarian and a feminist being a kind of a collective movement, and libertarians hating that idea, I was like, well, I can get on that train. Sign me up. So I decided to come along this weekend.
All right.
I unfortunately drank the Kool-Aid.
What Kool-Aid?
There wasn't Kool-Aid?
If you go the other way, there's Kool-Aid.
Oh,
No, you're taking the red pill right now. You're taking the red pill.
There you go. All right. Would you guys like to shill your stuff, like your Twitter or whatever?
Can't even remember it.
I don't need to shill.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Can't remember your Twitter. Get your stuff together.
It's Mr. Hot Mess at...
Hold on, my iPhone's loading.
Okay.
My iPhone's loading. And I am at MZ_gaming, spelled with a 4 instead of an A.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because I'm edgy and cool like that.
Mine's just Submarine Nick.
Okay.
And mine's Angry Average Guy.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I have new updated information on these guys, because as I said, I was on the Twitters with them, and their new channel is Nick and Zone Gaming and Politics. So that's the new name for the guys. They look fun. They looked really drunk and quite fun.
They weren't drunk.
They weren't drunk.
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought they might have been.
I'm sure they're gonna enjoy that. Like, oh god, we looked drunk.
God damn it. Yes.
They're not you, okay? They don't get drunk every day like you do.
Good point. Good point.
You just start assuming everyone's drunk. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm in Scotland. That's how it works. Maybe they were just really like camera shy or something.
Probably.
But at any rate, Nick and Zone. Nick and Zone Gaming and Politics. That's their new channel that they're going to start up. And I also got a tweet back saying LOL drunk. So yeah, look man, look, everyone looks drunk to me because I'm not that drunk
Scottish.
yet, but just because I'm Scottish. Look, I don't know.
I think my favorite is when you're drunk and you're like, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I know. Yeah, I just.
I feel like we need a T-shirt with a cat picture that says you don't understand.
No, I do understand. I'm just drunk.
No, you're telling other people that they don't understand. We'll have like a little talk bubble.
No, yeah. Look, you don't understand. Look, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. My brain's not doing the speech right. You don't get it. Look, you don't understand.
See? I should get on that. I'll draw a cat at some point for that shirt.
Just the cat with a finger up saying, "You don't understand."
That is not how I sound.
I know it isn't.
Fuck you.
And fuck you too.
No, look, you don't get to say that. I'm your boss.
Yep, apparently so.
So, look.
Hornblade is triggered.
No, I'm not. I'm busy trying to tweet stuff. That should work. Yes, that should be. Look, it's something like that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by tweets. I know this is why I shouldn't be on the Twitter. I'm going to put it away now. I had it open.
You can't
because,
focus. I can. I can focus on Twitter and because I have my Twitter open. You can't focus very well on two things. You're terrible.
You're a woman.
This
That's
is
a
true.
bit of a low fucking blow.
No,
it's not.
women
It's a
are better at
compliment.
multitasking.
Big
Look,
compliment.
women are better at multitasking. It's a proven fact that women are better at multitasking than men. Like,
And
they
so
just
are
are.
gamers, for that matter, so...
I know, but I'm already multitasking on the
Audio
what's going
and
out in the
stream.
radio, the audio, the screen, my other computer, and my tablet there when I was tweeting out stuff. So
Exactly, so in most likelihood, you're probably multitasking a lot more than she is.
well,
I am
Yeah.
sewing a plush, paying attention to the conversation, and have my Twitter open. So
Last time I checked, 3 is less than 5.
yeah,
that's not
but,
as
sewing
technical,
a
and
little
it's not as
plush.
technical. It's also not as
Sewing a plush
technical.
is very
but
technical.
Well, yeah, one out of the things, and whereas Kitty's got like 2 or 3 of the things that are just technical.
yeah, and my brain's like, and I'm getting drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm just, and I have to really concentrate on typing because I'm dyslexic and it fucking fucks my brain up.
That's true. I
Um,
forget that you're dyslexic sometimes.
That takes it piss out of my
Yeah.
brain. Like
Yeah.
my whole brain has to get taken up with having to do that properly, and I forget about everything else. Everything shuts down. It's like you know when you hear someone going on like about road rage and the only thing they can concentrate on is that guy in front of them that just cut them off.
Yep.
That's kind of what it's like to be dyslexic when you're trying to type stuff. It's like everything else has to just disappear and you have to be concentrating.
Kitty.
Yep.
That's the dyslexia you have, because it's slightly different from person to person. Because I myself am also dyslexic, but it's more with spellings and the like. But if I spell something wrong, I will consistently spell it incorrectly in the exact same way.
Yeah, I do that too, but I have to concentrate like mad not to. That's where my concentration goes. I'm trying to do it properly. I know it's spelled wrong. I can see it's spelled wrong, but I just can't get it right. There's just
I
there's a block there.
I also have the exact same issue sometimes, but instead of trying to spell it correctly, I just generally go down the list of words I know which mean the same sort of thing, even if it's more dumber and.
I'm not dyslexic, but when I
so-
can't remember how to spell something, I also go down the list of words
Americans
that might
can't
be
spell
the same
anything correctly anyway. I mean, colour with only an O-R, for fuck's sake. It's a U-R.
Even I know
No,
that,
it's
and I'm
not.
dyslexic.
No. Wait, hold on.
Aluminium. Aluminium? What the fuck's
American
aluminium?
way better.
No, what the fuck is aluminium?
No,
No,
you got
don't get me started.
extra letters for no
That's
reason.
a British way. Kitty, it's aluminum is the way they say it. It's aluminium.
What? No, it's aluminum.
No, it's not.
It's aluminium.
No, it's not. It's aluminium. It's got an extra proper word there. It's just not.
It's
I'm
a
a normal, I know these
syllable,
things,
not a
aluminum.
word, Kitty. Syllable
Look,
is how
leave me alone.
many like parts of the word it is. So.
Look, I was trying to pick on. Stop it! I wasn't trying to pick on the US here, okay? Like, why? Why are you doing
You're
this
trying
to
to
me?
pick on the Norwalk, you big bully.
I wasn't trying to. Fuck off.
Misogynistic spelling.
Look, I've already been told. I have to show everyone this. This is. I was laughing my arse just before we go to the next vid. Okay, I have to, because this was great. I have to show everyone the tweet I got today, which I thought was like the best thing ever. Just thought it was funny as fuck. So yay.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Wait, let me see.
This- That made my day. Someone can read it out if they want. But
Okay,
what I'm trying to say was more along the lines of, I'm glad this isn't yet another panel full of dudes. I'm guessing there's a part 1 to that.
Yeah, but who
there
cares?
is just more men that do the job than women.
percentage-wise, than there is the women.
Oh.
Right. So I was trying to say. So basically, what he said is, I'm glad there was a panel of game designers full of women this year at wherever it was. And the other person that I was following said, but that's pretty sexist of you. Like, that's derogatory. You saying that we're not good enough to fucking be on the panel, and
Nope.
right? And then I said, but there's just more men that do that job than women, percentage-wise, so that's a silly thing to say, which it is. It's a stupid thing to say. To say that you're glad there's a panel full of women, it's just to say that. It's just anyway, because there's more women, there's less women that go into game design than men, so of course most panels will be mostly men. Like, it's just
Yeah, but see, that's due to the sexism.
statistically.
That's
right.
due to
No. Yeah,
No,
I
it's
know.
not due to sexism. I done.
I know,
a
I'm kidding,
relevant
Jesus.
course. In
But
like
no.
the 100-ish
Yeah.
people that were in that course, 5 of them were women in my year.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but
Exactly.
King, I was kidding. I wasn't
Right,
serious
you're-
about the sexism.
Exactly. So he comes back to me and says, nah, you know what's actually silly? The sexist, ableist, and homophobic bio in your timeline. Try again, chump. Brilliant.
Who the fuck
No,
is this
of course,
asshole?
he had to like call you all these, friggin' words because you're problematic. You see.
And how did he get verified? Who is he?
Who is
I
this
don't
guy?
know. He's just a guy. I don't care. It seemingly does web design or some pish. I don't know. I don't care. I just thought that was the best tweet I've ever seen. I thought that was brilliant. I love it. I actually love it that he's basically said all the things that just make him retarded. Because I'm right, and the only thing he can come back with is that.
You know
which
what I
is-
want on a panel though? Any panels anywhere? Just friggin' people that know their shit. That's all I want. I don't care if you're male, female, know your shit.
Exactly, but he would rather just have a panel full
We
of.
live in the meritocracy. You have to be able to prove your shit.
You could be a cat for all I care, as long as you can talk. You know what you're talking about, or a narwhal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the reason there exists the age-old rule of the internet that there are no girls on the internet, and
Exactly.
in a very similar sort of
There's
sense.
just narwhals and cats on the internet.
And in a very similar sort of sense, it doesn't on the internet. Nobody knows you're a cat. It doesn't matter what the fuck you are or who the fuck you are. Your good ideas will be spread, and your bad ideas will be debated.
No, but that was the whole point.
Unless
that
you're
was
a
the whole
certain
point when.
hang on, Warblade. Unless you're a certain kangaroo, right?
Yep.
I don't
Well-
know, because all I know about the kangaroos is they're British prisoners who we let free.
Pretty much.
Jesus. The
No.
kangaroo.
No.
That is hilarious though.
I know nothing of these people.
I thought this was like a specific person that was tweeting at you. I was like, who is that?
Yeah, he is. I don't know who he is. I don't have a clue. I don't know. It just came up on my fucking list thing because I follow Literal Salt, and she tweeted to him, And then I tweeted back and I said, but the thing you're saying is silly. Because she already basically said...
I think I actually recognise that man,
saying,
and do you want to know the only reason I recognise it?
Because he's problematic.
No, because he's a goony bearded man.
That is true.
That's seriously the only reason I think I even recognise it, and that was because of some sort of post talking about the insanity he said of at Kotaku in Action.
I'm not gonna lie, his picture, he looks like a douche. I'm just saying. It's like that pose that the camera, and he's got to not look at the camera. Like, what is he?
The only thing he's missing is a trilby and saying it's a fedora.
Yeah. It's like he's trying to be too cool for the camera picture that he's taking. Like, nah. How about you not?
Mm-hmm.
He's a poser. Then,
there
right?
we go. That's what he looks like. He looks like a poser.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, he actually is one because he is posing for the camera.
Posing nonchalantly.
Anyway, the whole thing is
stupid.
I guess what he
Stupid,
said there was
retarded,
just
ableist, sexist, homophobic.
Yeah, he tried to fit everything he could think of in there.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You should have told him he was a
Twitter gives you.
That's why I love it.
He forgot transphobic and Islamophobic. He forgot
yeah.
the two most important ones.
See, this is all he could think of, though. It was like, what can I think of off the top of my head? And then that's what he wrote down.
Yeah, that describes them too well, though, to be perfectly honest. What do they think about sexism, ableism, homophobic stuffs?
Mm-hmm.
And yet somehow they
aren't
any
and told him
of
he was a speciesist. You should have been like, well, you're a speciesist.
I know, I just laughed my arse off so much at that. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was amazing. I was like, yeah, fucker. He's looked at my timeline and got triggered. It's brilliant.
Hashtag triggered.
The only way you can even make him even more triggered is to somehow have furry somewhere just spread around.
Did you say anything to him back after this? Because I bet he's like, oh, I called him all those names. I bet I made him bad.
I just left it. No, I just left it. I thought it was fucking so funny. I just left that because what's the point? It's like he's basically told me exactly what I need to know about him. There's no point.
All the information needed.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just that is fucking hilarious, and there's no point in tweeting them back. I just thought I'd share it with everyone, so that's what I done.
Also, one of the greatest ways to make people notice how much of a fucking idiot somebody is to just let them act like a fucking idiot and not to correct them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you go about your day being retarded.
And the Fox jumped on it, of course. Of course he did.
Speaking of retarded people, have you guys ever heard of Dean Ismay?
Nope.
Oh, that's good for what's the word I'm looking for?
Dumbass?
Well, yeah, he's a dumbass, but count your lucky stars you haven't, because wow, that guy is
is he a special kind of stupid?
Guys,
yes.
can we?
Yeah,
I need to wrap up the YouTube, so one more interview.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my daughter dinner.
Well, you can do that during this interview, right? So I'll play this one.
Oh yeah, because I was there, so I don't need to watch it.
Yeah. And I can wrap up the YouTube channel after that, and it would be audio only from Aerith Radio.
Okay,
yes, so
gonna make dinner now.
Yes. So here we go. This is quite an interview, I have to say. Can everyone see it? Is it sharing properly? Is it doing all the things it should be doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it presenting to everyone?
You have to present. There we go.
There we go. So this is the Honey Badgers. Hannah, I think it is Hannah from the Honey Badgers.
This God, is another crazy person. I mean, I'm sure she's nice, but never mind. Go ahead.
This is a 20-minute interview, and it's quite a hard hitter.
Damn.
So this is why I wanted it wrapped up. So here we go.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
I am Hannah Wallen, one of the founding members of Honey Badger Radio. I'm also author of Breaking the Glasses, writer for Voice for Men, and person whose computer just got killed by lightning.
Can you tell us a little bit of some of the work you do?
Yeah, I do a lot of writing for sites like A Voice for Men, for the Honey Badger Brigade, for the Breaking the Glasses blog, which is my blog. I'm mostly arguing men's issues and in support of fathers, keeping fathers in contact with their families and in connection with their families, especially in their families, and arguing against violations of due process rights, arguing against chipping away at civil rights, and arguing against gendering human rights legislation and laws that affect human rights.
Can you give us like an example that you can remember?
One good example is I've made a few videos talking about the wrongness of changing the United States federal domestic violence law from a genderless version, which was what was it called? The Family Violence Victims, or Family Violence Services and Protection Act of 1984, to the Violence Against Women Act of 1994 that gendered everything and funded biased research on all of the sites that are gendered now, so that it's set up to sort of have this self-perpetuating cycle of obtaining evidence based by ignoring men's experiences to make it look like women are the only victims.
I looked up statistics and stuff, and like for the domestic violence, I've noticed that it's almost 50-50 with perpetrators being male or female.
Yeah.
And with that, like, can you give us maybe some thoughts on that, and maybe some thoughts on no domestic violence places for men to go?
Yep. Well, for one thing, they've known, like the type of advocates that have come out with lobbying that have worked to create domestic violence shelters and so on, have known since the 60s, really, that this was a two-way street, that women and men both commit domestic violence, that it's not something that's the most common thing in families, but where it does happen, about half the time it's both members of the family, both the husband and the wife that are doing it, and women actually initiate more than men. And that kind of makes sense because women are more entitled to hit. We don't get seen as violent, for instance, if we slap somebody because we're offended at what they said. But if a man slapped a woman because he was offended at what she said, that's recognized as violence. And if we were to alter society so that it would be recognized as violence to slap somebody for saying something offensive no matter what, I think we would see a reduction in domestic violence. And then, of course, having it gendered like that, having it so that there's no place for men to go. Combine that with divorce laws, which punish men for getting divorced by making them pay either alimony or in property loss or in child support. You end up with a situation where if a man is being abused, his abuser has plenty of legal tools to force him to stay in the relationship instead of him being able to escape. And with there not being anything to help him get out, it's actually worse for men than it would be for women if they had nothing. They don't have that situation where if they get divorced, they're going to get penalized with alimony or child support or a division of property that does not favor them.
Yeah. Is there any other men's rights issues that you think are exceptionally important?
There's a number of them. Obviously, there needs to be some serious attention paid to the boy crisis in education, where education's been really geared more towards girls' learning styles, and they've left boys behind. And it's not a bad thing to look at how boys and girls learn differently and strive to make sure girls don't get left behind. But it is a bad thing to, because of that, alter education so dramatically that boys get left behind. It's simply swinging the pendulum the other way. And in doing so, it creates another injustice instead of fixing it. And there's no reason really why both sexes cannot be accommodated in the education system. And if there were such a reason, then it would be time to segregate the education system by gender so that both sexes could be served. So that's a big one. Another one is in tactivism. Here we have in our society, we recognize very well that it's wrong to cut the genitals of a little girl. We figured out that genital cutting is damaging and painful and unnecessary, even if people think it's cleaner, even if there's a cultural reason, even if there's a religious belief behind it. We still don't recognize a right to do that because we do recognize that it's an abuse. But while we recognize that all over the world with girls, it is much less recognized when the genitals belong to a boy. And here in the United States, it's very common to cut genitals in infancy. And it's even done under the guise of medical treatment, using exactly the same arguments and exactly the same flawed research that is used to excuse cutting girls' genitals.
I did read a little bit about that, and so I'm not like too super versed on it, but I did read a little bit about it, and there are like 3 different cuts that they can make.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it like surprising that most places, instead of using the least amount of cut, if you're going to cut at all, I found it surprising that they cut off like the cut that they usually do, the cut that's the most.
Yep. Yeah. There's usually a much tighter cut in the United States. And there's actually 10 different degrees of how much can be done. And if you get to the most dramatic cut, there's actually damage that is so noticeable that, even they call it botched, which, every circumcision is a botched. There's no such thing as a functional circumcision. It's always botched. Because you're cutting off functional tissue, and it's needed functional tissue. It's not just something that's there for recreation. And even if it was, it's still the baby's tissue. It's not the doctor's tissue. It's not the mother's tissue. It's not the father's tissue. And so it's always botched. But there are circumcisions that are so tight that an erection can become painful. There are circumcisions that are so tight that it pulls the skin from the testicles up onto the shaft of the penis during an erection.
Oh, wow.
And so you have, the penis has hair all the way up, which makes it very difficult to wear a condom, because as soon as you unroll one of those things over hair, and it rolls back up a little bit, and it pulls. So, that's a really painful thing to have happen to somebody. And of course, there's other things. There's skin bridges. There's all kinds of damage that can occur from that. And it's a really ridiculous thing that we are continuing to do this as a society.
What age would you say is appropriate for decision making for that if a boy wanted it done?
The same age at which he could get a piercing without his parents' permission, if that's what he wanted.
Okay.
And if he can get a piercing, then or a tattoo, then he can make his own decision with respect to circumcision.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, in addition to those issues, I've mentioned the due process rights issue. I've mentioned fatherhood. I've mentioned antagonism. I've mentioned boys in education. The one that I really haven't talked about is suicide. And I think some of those other issues contribute very strongly to that. But the majority of successful suicides, pretty much all over, are men and boys. And this is something that doesn't get addressed very often. And one of the things that seems to be in the way of it getting addressed is the claim that women attempt more often, as if that makes it less of a big deal that boys and men are dying at the rate that they are dying. And it's pretty clear that, in doing that, feminists are kind of looking for victimhood rather than looking for solutions to the problem. And I think one of the biggest issues with respect to male suicide is men aren't allowed to complain if their suicidal tendencies or their depression or their anything that's causing them to consider suicide. They're not allowed to complain if among their complaints are that somebody did something to them that is protected, like female class, or they're complaining about something that happened to them because of a minority. They're stuck, so they can't resolve the issue. The only thing that's left to them is to struggle against the tendency to commit suicide or give into it. And one of the examples of that would be, if The man is made homeless by his child support obligation. If he's forced into an obligation by imputed income, the judge says you should be making more money, or I think you're making more money, and I'm going to base your child support on higher income than I can prove you have. And so now his income is all being seized, and he cannot pay his bills, he can't afford a place to live, and he's on the streets. He becomes suicidal if he complains about that, rather than saying, this really isn't fair. This man can only earn this much money, and yet they're taking all of it, so now he's homeless. You're a deadbeat dad, even though in other circumstances other men might not be asked to pay as much.
And he can't even see his kid anymore because you have to have a home.
Right. You end up being alienated from your children, and that's another one. There are a lot of divorce situations in which the mother does alienate the child from the father. There's a fairly large percentage, something like 42 or 43% of women that were surveyed didn't think the father was important to their child's life after divorce. And there were a number of them that confessed to custody interference. So here you have the person that means the most to you in your life, your child, has been ripped away from you, and now you're not even allowed to be a part of their life. And this is, of course, also going to contribute to suicide. And as soon as a man complains about that, he's bad-mouthing his ex-wife. And there have been men who have been court-ordered to be silent about this on social media. And I recently spoke to Mr. Dragonbeard. He calls himself Mr. Dragonbeard. He's one who has gone through that. He's gone through some serious problems in court with his ex-wife, and he's not allowed to talk about it. He's not allowed to say anything on social media. Judge ordered him to, it's considered harassing her if he talks to his friends and his family about what she did to him.
Wouldn't this be going against the free speech?
It would be. It's not like he's directing at her. Now, in the United States, we have free speech. He's outside the United States, so he's not quite covered under our free speech laws.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that it's really a violation of is his human rights. Even if we don't use terms like free speech, even if we don't use the United States as an example of this is the way it's supposed to be, you have the human right to speak out when someone has committed a wrong against you. You have the human right to contact with your family. Unless you are in a situation where you simply can't do it, you're overseas and you can't contact them. Nobody's doing anything wrong at that point. But if somebody is standing in the way of you having contact with your child and you haven't done anything to deserve that, then your human rights are being violated. And it's the child's human rights are also being violated. But it's something that should be world recognized.
It's funny though, because since single mother homes raise the most criminals.
Yeah, we do have that situation. There's also a 50%,
so obviously the father must be
very important. There's also a 50% greater chance of a child being raised in a single mother home becoming a single parent themselves. There's a higher chance of being dependent on welfare. So it's very damaging to remove a parent from the equation. Now, we don't know as much about overall about single fathers. There's not enough single fathers who get custody to give a really good data set for that. We have mitigating factors, basically. Mm-hmm. In order to be a single dad with custody of your child, you have to prove that you're a stellar parent. You have to prove that you're financially stable. So single dads are more likely to be financially stable. Big surprise. They're more likely to have a stable household. And their kids are more likely to be successful. Well, we want to be able to say that we are better than feminists at taking those types of mitigating factors into account. So what we have found that we can look at is the research on single moms. And when you take one parent out of the equation all of the time, when you don't have a standard for parenting, when you don't allow the father into the child's life, and you do allow the mother to interfere with the child, being able to see the father, those are the conditions that that cause this discrepancy in criminal behavior, and the fact that there's more kids from single mother homes that become criminals when they grow up, more kids that become single parents, more kids that become welfare dependent, and it's not necessarily because that's just the way women are. It's because a woman does not have to prove that she's a stellar parent to be able to unilaterally parent the child. She doesn't have to prove that she's in a financially stable environment. In fact, the father can be forced to make up for that if she's not, even if he can prove that he's a great parent and he has a stable home, a financially stable home. The mother still gets custody of the child. So that's what's really leading to the dysfunction, is that the standards are not the same for both parents, and we're not giving kids equal time.
I found that, I read many stories where the women were quite bitter and would set the children against the father.
Parental alienation is what it's called.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I always found that a bit strange myself.
Yeah, it's.
And I think personally, I think if a mother shows signs of doing that she should be stripped of the child, because I think that is extremely damaging to the child's psychological wellness.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube. A little girl talks about what she's not a little girl in the video. I mean, she's a little older girl, but she talks about what it was like to go through that with her parents and her mother trying to alienate her from her father, and what she experienced psychologically and emotionally because of that. And
Can you tell us what she said?
Yeah, it's well, for one thing, having your mother tell you that your father is bad is like having saying part of you is bad, because you come from both parents.
Mm-hmm.
And saying that you love something bad. So it hurt her not only because she was defensive towards her father, but also because it was a statement on her as well. And it's been a while since I've seen this, but if I recall, she talked about developing a bitterness and anger, that she wasn't going to have before her mother started this. Now, I've seen this with other kids too, and the really hard part is, like, there's two different things that can happen, really basic things that can happen. Either it works or it doesn't work. If it works, a lot of times the child later on finds out that they hated their parent, or they're angry at their parent, and they rejected the other parent when in fact they had been lied to all the time. And that is really gut-wrenching to see somebody go through realizing. The other one is, if it doesn't work, the child is constantly, they feel like they're caught in the middle. And they're constantly having to play referee between mom and dad. And it's very, very stressing for the child. In fact, it can be deeply painful. And it can also cause a terrible psychological response. Not only because the child is being criticized for, again, you love something bad. You have no judgment. But they also have a sense of injustice that goes along with it. I know this is true and you're telling me it's not. But your kid can't call bullshit on you, because they're your kid and you have authority. And it really puts them in a bad position. And either way, it's very abusive. What ends up happening in both cases is it comes back on the parent that strives to alienate the children from the other parent. The child doesn't trust the alienating parent. The child ends up resenting what the alienating parent has done. They end up seeing the alienating parent as a liar and a cheat, and in some cases a thief of time, a thief of affection. And it really is a damaging thing to the relationship. And it's very hard to repair that damage. In fact, I've really never seen a parent repair that after it's been done.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not really to that.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to, say the YouTube for the honey badgers and the website.
Well, honey badgers YouTube, we're just called Honey Badger Radio, and excuse me,
It's okay.
If you search Honey Badger Radio on YouTube, then you'll find us. The website is honeybadgerbrigade.com.
And can you tell us about the meeting that you organized today?
The meeting that I organized today?
Yes.
Well, this was just basically an informal get-together. And my goal was kind of to try to bring together people that are local to my area. Because there's been a lot of events, and I've been to a lot of events, and to be honest, I've had to get on a plane for everything except for the first men's rights conference, and I had to get on a bus to get to that. So there's really not much that's been around here. And I know that a lot of people can't go to London, a lot of people can't go to Canada, a lot of people couldn't even go to Detroit. So I thought it'd be nice if I could get some people together who are more local, and maybe they can meet up with each other, and I get to meet everybody, and we get to sit around and have some conversation and play some games. And we had a really good time so far. We played Cards Against Humanity. We played some video games. We went around the Air Force Museum and looked at things, and talked about some of the stuff that was in there, and talked with each other about men's issues and things that have happened with Gamergate and stuff that we did that was involved with that, and so on. So it worked out really well.
You called it a success then?
Yeah, definitely a success. Definitely want to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Will you have more of an informal one, or will you try to make a more formal get-together?
If I'm going to organize it myself, it'll probably always be informal because I'm kind of a lazy scumbag. So I'm more likely to make it laid back, something that, we could just hang out at, and it doesn't have to be anything with a tight schedule or anything like that.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
We want to drop.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so there we go. That was quite an interview.
Long-winded.
No, but she made really good, important points, and I have got to say,
Yep, she did. She did indeed make very good points, but in my opinion, long-winded.
Yes, but from my point of
I
view,
tried. This is my first time interviewing people.
I
know,
know.
not you, Narwhal.
Okay.
no, but I've been part of a divorce, so I know exactly what she was saying. I was a wee bit older.
My mom's been divorced like 4 times. My mom's on her 5th marriage. Woo!
Yeah, I fucking hated it. Like
I still
Well,
do.
as my man's a widow.
Over stupid shit.
Like,
They're divorced and they still fight.
it was awful, man.
I should say that my mom definitely deserved to get me. My dad definitely did not, and he did have a chance to see me, and it was more he didn't really have the money to come and see me. He was like a drug addict and stuff. So
well,
my dad didn't really have that much of a choice, but then again, you don't really have that much of a choice when you're buried 6 feet under.
yeah. Well, my no. But my one was I don't know, man. He was a real violent fucking drunk, and he used to get drunk a lot. So.
Well, hey, we turned out all right. I mean, our parents might have messed up, but we turned out all right.
Yeah.
I turned out good because my mom was she was a stellar mom.
Right,
She
but
really
I remember that. See, my mum wasn't as vile as some of the other ones that she's talking about, because mum sort of did sort of what she's talking about, but not quite to the same extent. Like, my mum would go, it's mostly when he was drunk, and mostly when he was like, sometimes he's been an arse most of the time, but we knew that it wasn't true because my mum stayed with him until we were like 14 or something.
Whereas with
right.
my family, it was actually the social services, or CPS, I think the American version is, Child Protection Services. Yes. They were actually a lot more abusive than my family.
Yeah.
For example,
of course
there there was this one fucking bitch who I don't even remember her fucking name. Never would believe a word I'd say and twist my words. Refused to believe that I had autism and fucked up my first PIP claimant after I lost my DLA.
Yep.
Done that twice, if I'm not fucking mistaken. She was an overall absolute fuckface.
Yeah.
Was she a feminist? Because that's
Probably. No, probably. I'm telling you, probably.
She
I
has
will
the haircut,
defend.
so
I will
I'm
defend
honestly
my
not
mom
sure.
getting divorced this many times. She probably shouldn't have gotten married this many times, but it really was like.
Look, why did she
really
get
was-
married so many times?
She-
I'm just saying.
It was mostly like, okay, with my dad, which was the first marriage, obviously it was like during that time where you got married if you got pregnant, and that's basically why she got married. And when I was
That's
a
fine.
baby still, she got divorced because he wouldn't stop doing drugs and she wasn't going to put up with that. He actually kidnapped me for a little while.
Okay.
He wanted custody of me, kidnapped me for a little while, and then my mom, they were still married, so the police couldn't do anything, so he still kind of had custody of me. And so,
Okay.
so he held on to me for a little while, then decided it was way too much trouble to take care of and gave me back to my mom.
Right, look, it's a normal. Take it back. Holy shit! I have to feed it and change it. What is this? What? No, have it back.
Yeah, he was like, well, you can have this back. My
Yeah.
mom's second marriage was to my brother's dad, and he was kind of like, great guy at first, then you married him, changed kind of thing. Where he was actually very abusive, and he was abusive to me as well. Not sexually, but physically abusive to me, my mom. My brothers didn't get it until after my mom left. Then my brothers.
Was that when he was drunk or just?
That was
normally?
just
All the
no.
time?
That was just normal. That was all the time. He didn't get like drunk like that.
Wow.
Thankfully, I'm too fucking lazy to even put on that farce. So.
And then her third marriage was to this other guy, and he was just like, he was nice at first. He wasn't physically abusive, but like he would lock us. He would lock us kids outside and wouldn't let us back in the house. And this included his own kids, and wouldn't let us back inside the house to eat and drink. Like, he eventually started doing this, and when my mom found out, man, she was freaking pissed.
What the fuck am I listening to here? I mean...
And then, so she divorced him, and he actually stole all of our fishing poles and stuff. I'm just saying. He wouldn't let us have them.
This is fancy, being able to actually afford fishing poles and bait and stuff.
Yeah,
we have nice ones too, and he just.
Okay.
And then her fourth marriage was to. Let me get through these. Her fourth marriage was actually to a really great guy. I like him. He was probably the best father figure I ever had. But what ended up happening with this is, like, he only had me to deal with. I was a pretty easy kid. Then, like, my mom finally won custody of my brothers back, but from their dad, who was, again, the physically abusive one, because, it's really hard to get custody of your kids back. Anyways, so she finally got that. They were, like, teenagers, though, this time, and... They kept doing like drugs and crap in the house.
They're already fucked up. Yeah. They're already fucked up.
Because of that, I guess. And so they were like doing drugs in the house, and my mom and him started fighting about that.
Yep.
And because he didn't want the house, she didn't want to do the house. It was really just stressing everybody out. But it was a mutual breakup. No one was mad at anybody, kind of thing. It was a mutual divorce.
Mm-hmm.
He was still a great guy. Still came around and checked on me when we lived in the same state together and everything. He's a good guy. He's actually moved to a different state. I can't remember what state, and he actually has a daughter of his own with another woman now. And this fifth marriage she got married last year, and I got my fingers crossed for this one. I really hope this one works out for her. She doesn't have to deal with my brother.
Remember,
I just need to say,
if there's a sixth one, she'll probably be the one to go.
I'm just saying, why?
The sleepy-headed survived.
I just need to ask why. Why does she keep doing
I was
it?
just going to ask that too.
I'm pretty sure that, like...
Why
with
does
the
she
other
keep
ones,
finding
these
assholes?
guys, like, they seemed really good and stuff, and she was probably
No,
lonely.
but-
It's probably just a human loneliness.
But why get married though? You don't have to get married. I'm
No,
just saying.
I'm not married, and mine and my boyfriend's 10-year anniversary is coming up next month, September 17th.
Exactly. So I'm just saying.
If we do get married, that would be fine. If we don't, it's fine. We'll just
Your
roll
mum
together.
must enjoy the wedding. I'm just saying. Either that or the wedding night. Like I'm just saying. Like,
Okay.
is he on the wedding or the wedding night?
Marriage seems to change things. More importantly, marriage seems to change things. I mean, look at
I
another
don't
one.
believe that.
Hold on, she's been with her boyfriend for 10 years, and they're happy.
Like, I don't.
What?
I know.
As soon as they get married, I'm not trying to jinx it, but as soon as they get married, I don't know what it is. It's just marriage.
As soon as you get married, he's gonna beat the shit out of you and your kids, and then you're gonna have to fucking divorce him. No, that's not
one of the
way it
greatest
works.
things about married. I bet though one of the greatest things about married life is just literally being able to grow old and argue like an old pair of lovers.
I think one of the only things
me and Mega Knight.
that's good about like marriage is if like he ends up in the hospital, like I'd have like a right in everything.
Contract to shut him down. Like if he's on a brain machine keeping him alive, you've got the right to
not just
turn
that,
this
but they're
fucker
like
on.
sometimes you
Look,
can't get
I
in
want to turn this fucker
if
off.
not like family
he's
or
got,
a wife, and if
no,
I'm like
he's got look,
they won't let you in,
motherfuckers.
kind of
No,
thing.
yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. You're like, no, look, I'm the girlfriend, and they're like, no, it doesn't matter. It's his family that needs to do it, and you're like, but I'm the girlfriend, and they're like, I've been with him for 10 years. I know him better than the family does.
At the same
because
time,
he's been
though,
with me longer, and that stuff. And you're just like, no, look, I want to shut the machine down. The faggot owns you money. He's got lots of money in the bank. I want to get the insurance.
Kitty.
Yeah.
In the exact same sort of way, though, if the person doesn't have a next of kin except for their lover, then their lover could easily say, no, don't shut him down, whereas the people paying the bills would say, yes, shut him down, because we totally don't want anybody else on our fucking insurance scam.
I know, I was trying to lighten the mood a wee bit, but...
Maybe eventually I'll one day get married so then I can have that authority.
At any point, exactly. But at the point, it's the whole dynamic thing, the marriage thing, and having kids, and it all being complicated. And,
You already have a kid though. We've been raising one.
I don't.
I know you don't.
I'm just like, why? Why would I
Kind of
want
nice
that?
having a little version of you running
Look,
around. That's kind of nice. I
no.
don't like other people's kids though.
Look, I've already got a little version of me running around. I've brought up since it was a little kitten. It's pretty much me incarnate.
But I don't like kids. But maybe if I did have a little mini me going around, I feel different about
And
it.
I have to pass on
Kids are
some
great.
because you have like freaking people with awful genes sitting there like breeding, and I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah.
I need to put out one good gene in there.
No, wait. Kids are great. As long as you can hand them back.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
They're great as long as you can hand them back. It's like if you've got a niece or a nephew, they're great.
Oh yeah, so because you can give them
I hear
back.
what you're saying.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? They're great. You can have fun with them, get them excited, give them sweeties, get them all hyper, and then when you get bored, you can just go, here you go, and you can walk away. Right?
God damn it, Katie.
Yeah, I can't give her back. There's nobody to give her back to.
Exactly, and
Then
that's
again,
where you've
Katie.
went wrong. That's where you've went wrong.
I think I have told her before, like, we just take you back and get a new Alyssa.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me.
Yeah. No, it's not mean. That's the truth. Look,
Yeah,
look.
but at the
If
same
it's
time,
a niece, if it's a niece or a nephew or something that you can kind of just sort of like get rid of, you can hand it back to its parents. They're great.
in my honest opinion, though, part of raising a kid with a partner is being able to say to your partner, "I'm having trouble with the kid. Can you take over while I have a break?"
Yeah, but you don't have the fun of getting it all hyped up in sweets and stuff, and then giving
watching
it.
the chaos unfold while you sit back with your popcorn.
Yes.
So you're chaotic neutral then, I guess.
Chaotic neutral? Yeah,
I'm not sure about chaotic neutral or just chaotic evil.
Well, I guess
you can't be chaotic evil because, for fuck's sake, you're running all of this shit. So.
Okay, I like sitting back and watching chaos. Yes.
Because you don't like watching chaos being too bad, but you don't like watching chaos that's too good, so chaotic neutral.
So wait, hold on. Can I just mention something that I guess it will be off topic?
We need to enter broadcast as well, so I'm just saying the YouTube thing is going to go rappy-uppy.
Okay, well, I just like to say something. I just like to say something before you get off YouTube. Obama and Hillary sucks. Trump for the win. He went to Louisiana while those fuckers are missing. Good night.
Okay, there you go. There's that. So, anyone that's listening, or later on.
Hey, by the way, we're still on YouTube.
I know. He knows. Anyone that's listening on the YouTube thing, we are on aerithradio.co.uk every week. That's usually where the show takes place. We have a couple of videos and stuff maybe, and we have the hangout thing as like a sort of advertisement. But
normally
the
it doesn't last for the vast majority of the show too.
Which
normally
is this one because we had
the 140 we've been going so far.
Yeah, we had a lot of interviews and stuff, so that's why. But usually it cuts off and it goes to so all the shows you see, they're like half an hour. They're actually longer than that. You have to go to the website and you can stream them on the website. Because we don't get DMCA'd and stuff, we can do more stuff when we're not on the YouTube. And yeah, that's about it. So if you've been listening to a show and you were into it, it doesn't only last half an hour, it lasts longer. Go to the website and get it. The only other caveat that is with that is if you want it right away, you have to become a patron for $1 a month. If you want to wait, you can wait until Tuesday, and then it goes up on the site for like free. So they're all up on the site. This one won't go up until Tuesday. Properly. We'll maybe do it. I'll maybe do an extra hour or so.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And I need to add to the YouTube people that you watched with the meetup. I wore a Shooting the Shit T-shirt. Very comfortable. Buy one.
Yeah, they are very nice.
In fact, wasn't there a video with that T-shirt? I can remember you showing it off. Did I miss that?
That was Madcat's video interview with me.
Yes, so I didn't miss it. Maybe I did because the cat was. Yes,
as in game theory, Matt.
No, go to his YouTube.
My cat.
No, go to his YouTube, Mad_cat.
Madcat, right.
That interview there with me, and you can see I'm wearing the shirt.
The interviews are going to go live very soon. As soon as I stop the broadcast, I will unprivate them and all the interviews we've had on the show. Well, actually, no, I might keep them a day.
Yeah, split them a day apart, man.
I'll split them a day apart, so it won't be today, tonight. It'll be the next day.
Yeah.
I'll put them up, because that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Or something, or when I remember. Or when I remember.
You should put them out like either like the next day, or you could put them out when you do the full free release of this. Like one of those.
Yeah, whatever. Look, at some point they will be going up whenever I remember to do it. But I'm not. I was going to do it right now, but that's silly. So anyway, right. Hey, YouTube is going bye-byes. Guys, you can do whatever you want. Show anything. No. Yes.
Nah.
Buy the shirts.
Buy the shirts.
Buy the shirts.
Yes, buy the shirts.
Yes.
And go to arifradio.co.uk to get them.
We also have